Hello, FranServe consultants. Thank you for joining us today and learning more about PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. My name is Lori Schwartz. I am a franchise development manager here at PJ's Coffee, and I'll be presenting today with my partner, Tori Bermond, who is our franchise development director. So let's talk about coffee. You may or may not know that coffee is the second largest traded commodity in the world next to crude oil. Coffee is big business worldwide. And here in the US, it is a $96 billion industry and continues to grow as more and more generations are introduced to coffee. Coffee is the source of 75% of America's caffeine. And here in the US, we're drinking an average of 3.5 cups of coffee every day. So PJ's is proud and privileged to be part of this coffee industry. You see here an image that shows you the coffee belt, which is the coffee growing regions around the world. They line the equator, which is why we affectionately call it the coffee belt. And we are sourcing our PJ's coffee from a variety of these countries at any given time. So let's talk more about PJ's. PJ's was founded by a woman named Phyllis Jordan in 1978. Phyllis was quite a pioneer in the gourmet coffee industry at that time. She opened her little gourmet cafe in the neighborhoods of Uptown New Orleans. And we continue to serve that gourmet coffee that she was so passionate about and continue the traditions that she created way back then. As you know, PJ's is very rooted in New Orleans. New Orleans has always been known as a coffee-loving town, and we're known for sharing Southern hospitality. Southern hospitality is how we treat visitors and strangers. We treat them like family. And so we are sharing that Southern hospitality and all of our great gourmet coffee in the communities in which we serve at PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. Felton Jones is our chief roast master. He actually learned under Phyllis Jordan and has spent 25 plus years in the coffee world. He has a passion for coffee and he loves to share that passion and educate others on coffee as well. We are privileged to have him as the head of all of our coffee sourcing and roasting. We are sourcing the top 2% of Arabica beans. Arabica is considered one of the top quality coffee bean. And so we are looking for that top quality gourmet coffee in green form, and then we bring it through the port of New Orleans to our roasting facility blocks away from the port where we are small batch roasting. This is unique because we take 300 pounds of coffee or less and we roast it in small batches so that we can have a greater control and evenness of that roast. This is something that Phyllis started and we stay true to under the guidance of our roast master, Felton Jones. Two additional unique traits for our gourmet coffee is the fact that we flavor whole bean coffee. And this process allows us to impart the delicious flavors without adding any calories or any additional sugars to the makeup of that coffee. And Phyllis was quite a pioneer in creating the original cold brew iced coffee. And this is a process where we take coarsely ground beans and we steep them in room temperature water for more than 24 hours to create a cold brew concentrate. This is used in all of our iced coffee beverages and some of our frozen beverages. And we trademark this process as the original cold brew. So these are some unique differentiators about the PJ's brand and a little bit about our history. So why would someone choose PJ's Coffee? Well, we've discussed the uniqueness and quality of our products, of our coffee products, but we also have a very fresh, authentic menu of food to support that gourmet coffee and all of our additional beverages. We have a superior model for service. We've been doing this for more than 45 years. So we have a proven track record of success, which includes a simple business model, which is easy for your candidates to execute. We have a very low employee need, which is also attractive to your potential candidates. And we provide all of the training and support that's necessary. So we would take your candidates through all of the ongoing training and support that we offer so that we can show them the strong growth of our brand and some unit level economics when they inquire.
All right. And Lori mentioned on the last slide the hospitable environment that's really started with the atmosphere that we've created. So in 2017, we actually redesigned the entire trade dress and logos, fonts, everything that you see as far as the brand was updated in 2017 to what you see in this slide. So we're proud to present the Modern Orleans design. It was created with the intention of having a space that felt comfortable, welcoming, somewhere where people can come and sit down and conduct business or study or whatever it might be that they're doing. So that's specific to the interior. The exterior trade dress, as you can see in this photo below, also has some of that New Orleans flair to it. It's important for you guys to know that we do have a variety of different types of models. So it does not necessarily have to look like the photo that's pictured here. And we'll talk about those types of models later in the slide deck. But as you can see, it resembles kind of like a Creole cottage and giving that New Orleans flair. So in addition to having a hospitable environment, we want to create a innovative food and beverage menu, and we've done just that. On the beverage side is where we started. That's our bread and butter. Really, what you're looking at are categories of hot coffee, cold, frozen, and then some non-coffee beverages such as teas, lemonades. We do a variety of Red Bull infused beverages now. So really just making sure that we're hitting all the marks as far as the age groups go there. And then for the food menu, it's also pretty wide variety. We've got the bakery or the pastries. Those are your muffins, scones, cake balls, croissants. And we can't forget the star of the show, which are the beignets. That was just recently added to our menu within the last couple of years, and we've seen some really exponential growth and just success with that menu item. It allows us to create something that pairs very well with a cup of coffee, but also ties back to those New Orleans roots. So it's been a great product for us. And then we also do sandwiches. So we're featuring a line of breakfast sandwiches as well as lunch sandwiches. Both very simple to execute as far as building and serving. So the menu was placed into effect so that we could, like I said earlier, capture everyone who is looking for a product, but also making sure that we're staying true to having a simple business model and in preparation. So really what we're looking at now is support systems. We take pride in our menu, but we also take pride in the very solid support systems that we have in place here at PJ's. So we have a team that is going to walk you through, or your candidates, I'm sorry, through the entire process of securing financing, securing a location, the design and construction, the training of not only the franchisee, but also the employees that are hired to work at the store. Product distribution channels are set up. We also have marketing managers that will work with your candidates to market the business to the community before it opens and then ongoing. And then also some ongoing operational consulting. It never ends. We have business consultants as well as operational consultants that walk your candidates and our franchisees through, having a healthy business. And as you can see on the right side, we've got some franchisees, some testimonials, just hearing from them, their experience with PJ's. And just important to know that, these franchisees that we have in our systems come from all walks of life. They might come from a corporate setting background. They might come from the medical field. But what you see here are some of our top performers. We've got some multi-brand, multi-unit franchisees in here as well. So yeah, just kind of hearing from them what they think.
And then we'd like to share with you some options as far as model. We've included both types of models here that are referenced in our franchise disclosure document. We have some PJs that are non-traditional models. These are smaller scaled locations, typically with a limited menu that are housed within another business. So this would be a PJs you find in an airport, on a college campus, in a shopping mall. Sometimes a franchisee has an opportunity to open one of these models, but predominantly these are managed and operated by food and beverage management companies. For the most part, your candidates will be reviewing the traditional model. This is a large scale PJ's location with a full service menu. These can be in a variety of real estate situations. It could be the end cap of a strip center, it could be a freestanding building. Likely they would feature a drive through. We do have a drive through only model, which is just as it sounds, a drive through kiosk with no dining space. And then we also have a modular concept. And really, what we'd like to share is there's lots of real estate opportunities for our locations. So it gives us more variety to help our clients or our franchisees find the location that's right, not only for them and for their community. This traditional model carries an initial franchise fee of $35,000, and these models are typically 12 to 1,500 square feet in space, but we can work with a variety of square footage. We do encourage franchisees to consider becoming multi-unit owners. As a matter of fact, almost half of our current franchisees are multi-unit owners or hold licenses for additional locations if they're not already operating it now. And so for our new franchisees and for your candidates, they have the opportunity to grow with us as a growing brand. And there's a financial incentive if they'd like to commit to opening multiple locations in the future. And then finally, in support of our military veterans, we do offer a discount to our retired veterans and current military. And then as far as initial investment, your candidates can expect to see these expenditure categories in the item 7 of our FDD. This gives a snapshot of the type of expenses that are involved in opening a new location. And this spreadsheet includes all of the models in our system. So the low end represents some of those non-traditional spaces that I was speaking about. And then the high end represents possibly a location that was built from the ground up or property that was purchased. For many of our franchisees, they are leasing their space. And so if you're looking for an investment level, a traditional PJ's location with a drive-through that is being leased, the investment level is close to a $700,000 to $800,000 range. So to give you a little bit more clarity on what your potential candidate could expect as an investment, and we are always happy to talk through these expenditures with your candidate. And then a note about performance and expansion. We would like to reinforce the fact that we have an item 19 in our FDD that shares these numbers. So these average unit volume sales and the same store sales increases are represented in our item 19. So your candidates can see the potential financial performance of our locations. And then as far as brand growth and the markets that are available, you can see here on the map representation, the dark purple states are where we currently have locations open and are expanding and developing. We have, as of last week, over 182 locations open and operating in over 15 US states. We do have an international presence in Vietnam and Kuwait. And if you have any questions about what markets are available, our team is very happy and ready to let you know what is available. A quick note, some hot markets for us are Texas, Florida, Maryland, and Virginia. So we'd love to talk to any candidates in those spaces.
Speaking of candidates, what we're looking for here at PJ's are candidates or potential franchisees that have passion. You know, we believe that passion bleeds success. And so we want to find those that are passionate about coffee or passionate about the brand and the products that they're selling to their community. We're also looking for those that are seeking a business that's aligning with their goals for income, wealth, and lifestyle. We want to make sure that we're checking all of their boxes as much as they're checking our boxes. The third and most important in my eyes would be committed to being actively involved in the franchise. So not only in the business, but also working in the community and supporting the local community to let them know that this is a locally owned coffee shop. We're also looking for those that understand and are excited to work within the framework of a proven system. So just have a good understanding of franchising and knowing that, we've been doing this for 45 years, so a lot of the systems and processes have been created and improved along the way. This is an owner operator model, so we want to stress the fact that the candidates will have to be involved in operating the business, at least for the first 9 to 12 months of the business being open. We want to see those hands-on operators here. And then as far as a discovery process and what your candidates can expect once they do engage with us. Obviously, you guys are sending over the territory checks through FranServe, and once we receive them, our franchise development coordinators are actually responding to those. Once we do have an introduction formally by the way of email, that franchise development coordinator is going to reach out and schedule a phone call for one of our franchise executives, which would be either Lori or myself. Once we've scheduled, they're doing an introduction phone call with us so that we can better get to know them and ensure that everything aligns with what we have to offer. From there, we do share a copy of our franchise disclosure document. Like Lori said, we feature an item 7 and an item 19 in there that are, most frequently reviewed by our candidates. And while they're reviewing the FDD, we take them through a series of agenda-specific phone calls. So Lori and I will spend a total of 6 to 8 weeks with these candidates to ensure that they understand the support that's being provided from a franchisor level and just making sure that it's a good fit for both parties. We encourage you as the consultant to be as involved in the process as you possibly can be. We believe here at PJ's that teamwork makes the dream work. So we want you to feel included in the phone calls. We want to be speaking with you, off of the phone call so that we know what's going on. So let's work together. Candidates that go through that process and ultimately decide that this is checking their boxes, this is something that they would like to do, then we schedule what we call a virtual join the team day. Very similar to other brands' discovery days, we host them on a Zoom where they get to meet with the heads of each of our departments and they hear from operations, they hear from marketing, they hear from our location development team and more detail about how they will be supported as PJ's franchisees. This is seen as the last step in the discovery process, but also the first step in the onboarding process. So at this point, candidates have made, they're about 90% sure that they want to move forward, and this serves as a validation of their decision. So once the day is concluded, everyone is in agreement. We execute franchise agreements and we welcome that franchisee to the team before we get started looking for some real estate near them. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch our webinar. Wanted to wrap up just by reiterating the fee structure. PJ's Coffee, for the first time ever in 2024, has increased our fees to 50%. So we are now offering consultants 50% of our franchise fee. Our single unit franchise fee is $35,000. So that's $17,750 on a single unit. And for the first 3 deals that close this year, we are prepared to offer an additional $2,500 bonus. So let's brew up some success together. We look forward to speaking with you and working with your clients. Thank you for your time.